Hey guys, MD Prepper here, talking about some of our last thoughts and final thoughts and considerations on low-cost prepping for shotguns. Like I said before, there's a lot of options on shotguns. You know, sky's the limit. Whatever gauge you want, pump or single shot, etc., all have their place. I'd say if I had to have a single shotgun for prepping type options, I'd go for a pump action. I'd probably go for the Mossberg Maverick 88 for about 200 bucks, a little less than that. If you shop around, you get them for 160 or so. Love that shotgun, no problems with it whatsoever. Have fired the heck out of it. For $200 or less, it's tremendous. Pump actions, I think, are the way to go. Lots of reliability out of the single shots, but for single shot, I'm probably going to only use that for foraging, game, shooting birds, varmints, that type of stuff. Having both is probably a better option, especially having a pump action with the single shot combo Rossi here. I think would be the way to go for a homestead type situation around the house, etc. You keep this around for home defense while using this in a 22 capacity, something like that, to hunt game in your yard or wherever else. So, two guns is better than one overall. I'd stick with the shorter barrels. Obviously, 18.5 inch or so barrel for defensive uses is going to be the way to go for in the house. Could you go for a longer barrel shotgun if that's all you've got? Yes, of course. You know, if you're a big bird hunter and skeet shooter and all you've got is a lower cost pump action with a field barrel, you know, 26 inches or whatever it is, that's going to be okay. Especially, you know, defending your bedroom. That's fine. Don't want to necessarily move around in the house with that against bad guys? No. No, I wouldn't. Or try to stash that in the car for use if I had to. You could, but nah, 18 is the way to go. 18 inch, got a lot more versatility at short range. For longer range, again, I've got a 22, I've got some other stuff to reach out there and touch you. I don't think I need the shotgun for that necessarily, especially once you see my other options. Little quick update on my New England Firearm H&R Partner Protector. I did some minor surgical work, shall we say, last night on this thing. Broke it down to its core components, buffed and polished some internals on it. Took it to the range today, thought it was going to do okay. It didn't. It did better than I thought, but I still had maybe 1 out of 4 times the last round to chamber in it, you know, with a problem. So, still going to work on that. Hadn't given up entirely. Did fire birdshot loads just fine, but okay, enough of talking about that one. Just want to give an update on it. I'll give a separate video later. There are plenty of other options out there on the low-cost end, which I'd say is under $300, because I'd say $300 is roughly the price of your Mossberg 500 or Remington 870, etc., which are great. I'd say those are standard cost. One of those shotguns I don't have pictured here and really want to pick up at some point, especially in lieu of my problems with the Partner Protector, is the Stevens Model 350. I think that looks like a tremendous shotgun. Almost went and got one today or yesterday, just didn't. Might have purchased something else. We'll talk about that later. I might be purchasing something else in the near future other than that. We'll talk about that later too. The 350 is available in Academy for about 200 bucks. It's got a bottom ejection system, so when you rack the thing, it doesn't come out the side, it comes out the bottom. Well, that's not so bad. You know, you don't have to worry about that thing flying around. It's just going to drop to the floor. It's going to be relatively easy to collect after the fact if you reload or whatnot. It also comes with ghost ring sights. Nice sights. Some of the best sights you're going to find on any kind of low-cost shotgun. And I would say that those, you know, style sights, ghost ring, front blade and all that, are far superior overall to your standard pump action, which has just got your forward bead on it. I'd much rather have the ghost ring sights overall. I don't own a shotgun with ghost ring sights, but I've shot a few. Loved them. Great stuff. Wish I had one of them. We'll probably pick one up soon. That will probably replace this one, I think, overall. The Mossberg Maverick is probably the best for the money, lightweight, etc. Reasonably cheap, dependable, lots of accessories available for it and whatnot. But that Stevens 350 looks cool. Just a cool looking shotgun. I think I'm going to like one of those. I will probably have to pick one of those up in the future. Semi-automatic shotguns. There's not too many in the price range. I do have one that I could have shown that I bought used, but we're not talking used shotguns. I've got a Mossberg, was it 2200? Something like that. I can't remember the numbers on it. Semi-auto. Love it a lot. Got it for a steal, like 170 bucks at a gun show. Slightly used. Very slightly used. Almost not used at all. The semi-auto options are great for skeet shooting and all that, but for defensive use, go pump. Absolutely go pump. The semi-autos can be more finicky with loading different, you know, varieties of loads, and well, if it gets gunked up, if it's dirty and stuff in the action, it may hurt you. Pump action, you just pump a little harder. You're good to go. Pump action is absolutely the thing you want by your bedside or under your bed for defense as far as shotguns go. Don't necessarily count on the semi-autos. I love a semi-auto, nothing wrong with it. Requires more maintenance. I could throw one of these under the bed and never think about it and let it get as gummed up as I wanted to. Dog hair and stuff, whatever inside it, dust, it's going to be good to go. The pump's just the way to do things overall. Takes a little more skill, I guess, overall than a semi-auto, but, well, if you're shooting a firearm, you need to know how to use it, regardless of what the firearm is. So, I'd go single pump action as my first choice. A little break action combos here are fine, or if you don't have the money. You know, if you got to go to a pawn shop and spend 75 bucks on a single shot, 12 gauge or 20, that's fine. That's good if you know how to use it. No problems there. I'd rather have that than nothing. Again, that's all about prepping it. I'd rather have something than nothing. So, there are thoughts. There's a lot of other cheaper weapons out there, side-by-sides and stuff like that are cheap, but I didn't cover those because I consider side-by-sides in the same general class as your break opens, single shots. Again, 2 shots versus 1. Yeah, that's 2 shots. 2 shots is a lot better. Much rather have a coach gun. But for the price, I'd probably get the combo or the pump. Just my thoughts. Alright guys, next we're going to talk about probably handgun, something like that. MD Prepper, out.